Mr. West Ham, Mr. Mark Noble, in the famous words of Andy Gray, take a bow, son. You have just witnessed West Ham hopefully, probably secure our Premier League safety by defeating Leicester City at the King Power Stadium 2-0. And my word, we needed that result. Anyway, welcome back to Irons United. I'm joined by Matt, joined by Luke. Straight over to you, Luke. How you feeling?
Well, relieved, to be honest with you. Especially
Yes.
after the Man City game. Yeah, exactly. It's nice actually putting a performance and getting a result out of it. Quality goal from Mark Noble as well, so we're celebrating that as well. We'll get onto that, I'm sure. Yeah, relieved, basically. You finally turn up. Can we play them every week? Fucking imagine.
Listen, I mean, some crazy statistics during the game. Someone said West Ham have been beaten 4-1 four times out of the last 8 games. I mean, that was concerning listening to those statistics going into the game. Matt, going into the game, how were you feeling?
I was really casual until that last night, and I was like absolutely shooting bricks. I was so worried today, just the way the fixtures lined up. Like you knew today, we could have been in the bottom three if the results went against us and we'd lost. So I was nervous. Then I saw the team. I was equally nervous, but the team turned up and played. So
yeah,
credit to them.
They certainly did. I mean, listen, we all know the score, and if you don't, we'll just talk you through some of the game, etc. Let's just get straight into it. Team selection. Look, we done the preview video in the week. Were you surprised? Was there any changes you wished that came in? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was probably had to be a lot more attacking than it was in the last game. You know, you could see Lanzini and Mario, you know, playing in the same team. Masuaku's is brilliant best. It's just good to see a team that wasn't totally defensive like it was against City. And it was nice that we actually went out and attacked and you know, actually gave a bit of a game. And it was all, you know, it was just a lot better than the Man City, to be fair. A lot of improvements. Yeah, very good.
What were your thoughts, Matt, on the lineup? Was there any changes that you wished we had done? Were you happy to see Fernandes drop to the bench?
Fernandes needs to be dropped. I was surprised he didn't play Carroll, but at the same time, the way we played in that first half, I was glad we didn't play him because, like Luke said, we actually turned up with an attacking team and we actually tried to play football. Like, and we wouldn't have done that with Carroll on the pitch. You know, with Carroll on the pitch, we just played long balls.
Yeah.
And as it was, it seemed actually playing football worked today. So fair play to Moyes for not starting him, I guess, because I said we should have started him. I don't think it would have worked the same way.
I mean, in the week when we were doing our preview, we were talking about players like Chicharito. We were talking about Hart going to be playing, and then when we woke up this morning, we're starting to hear rumours and news that Chicharito hasn't travelled with the squad, and Hart is apparently unwell and wasn't going to start, and Adrian retained his place in goal. What were your thoughts on that? Look, any surprises there?
Yeah, unless, you know, he's got tuberculosis or something, I think, you know, Hart's there's probably a bit of a joke, to be honest with you. He's ill. I'm not there. I'm not around the club, but it just seems very ironic that two players that are probably looking likely to leave in the summer are, you know, not in a team in a crucial game. Hernandez, I don't buy the injury. Maybe I'm wrong and it'll come out in a week that he is actually injured, but just seems very convenient that, you know, they've made up with Andy Carroll. He's back in the fold this week after making up, and he's back in the team again. You know, that's, even though he played well when he come on and whatever, you know, it would have been good to see Hernandez in. But I think we all know at the back of our heads, Hart's probably not going to be signed up in the summer. Hernandez is going to be sold in the summer, which the latter I'm disappointed he'll be going. But fundamentally, I don't buy it. I don't buy the illness. I don't buy the injuries, and I think it's just the club's way of going, well, if you don't like it, lump it, basically. Yeah. Or either way, the players can be sent to the club.
Yep. Let's get into the game then. We've seen the lineup. We have Mario brought back into the side with Lanzini, Arnautovic as the forward three lines. Mario is Luke's favourite player, as you can tell by his reaction. Noble, Kouati. Someone give me some help here. Zabaleta, Masuaku, Rice, Ogbonna, Adrian. I think Have I missed anyone?
I'm a bit stumped myself.
I'll give it to you now.
players.
I'll give it to you now. Adrian Zabaleta, Ogbonna Rice, Creswell, Masuaku, Noble, Kouati, Mario Lanzini, Arnautovic on moving up front. So obviously, Yassine Fernandez was dropped. Anyway, let's get into the first half. Matt, how did we start? How did West Ham United start? All the way going to King Power Stadium. What was your thoughts?
That we'd have to start well, but we never do. No, we never start well. But we actually did, which was a shocking thing. I think maybe we dominated the first 20 minutes. I was slightly worried that we didn't get a goal at the time because, you know, we're like, if we dominate a game and don't score, normally the other team goes straight down the other end, first chance goal. But the amount of times this season, I probably couldn't even count on both hands. The amount of times this season we've started a game and conceded in the first 10 minutes. And you knew today we'd have to start well. And credit to them, we did. We actually did start well for once. I don't know why it's taken 36 games to work out. Let's get on the front foot in the first 10 minutes and see what happens. But thankfully, they did it when it really mattered.
Yeah, absolutely. Something you said there, Matt, was obviously we don't really start games that well, and you think we dominated the first 20 minutes. Personally, for me, I felt like we dominated the first half. Something that we've not done is we start and then we maintain that level of commitment to the game, and we had several chances in the first half. Luke, what was your take on it?
I think the... sorry, you repeat that question again? Sorry, I didn't really hear it very well.
What was your thoughts on the first half? Do you think West Ham dominated?
Yeah. Sorry. I think dominated. Yeah. No, my phone is going mental now. Everyone's happy today, so they're all texting me and messaging me. I don't think we dominated the first half. I think we played a lot better than I thought we would. We took a lot of advantage with the attacking play. We got forward a lot more than we would have, especially in the last game. It's a contradiction because you always tend to go, oh, we were better in this game than we were last game, but we couldn't have done any worse than we did in the last game. But it was a good reaction, and I think that defence looked pretty tight. Adrian did have to make a save as far as I can remember in the first half.
To be fair, it looked like he was getting a tan. I think that was some of the.
He needs one. He's looking a bit white. He's looking about as white as you at the minute, being up there. No, it's It was a lot better. It was. I think, especially in the first half, you never felt like we were going to concede. We had some confidence in the back. Rice looked very comfortable, casual, and controlled, and it was just a lot better of emphasis. It's nice to see. Finally, nice to see that Arnautovic wasn't the only one doing a lot of running. So that's an improvement certainly.
One player that stood out for me was Masuaku. Matt, what was your thoughts on him in the first half in particular?
I think he showed why he should have played last week. Really, I think that was almost like he got on the pitch, put a couple of brilliant crosses in. After about 20 minutes, he started flicking V's at boys on the bench. Why didn't you pick me last week? Because you know what he's going to do. I'm not being funny. It's unpredictable to know he'd do it, but he's going to get the ball. He's going to try and take the goal and put it in the box. Whereas Creswell doesn't seem to have that pace anymore. I don't know what's happened to Creswell in the last couple of years, but he hasn't got that pace to get up and down the pitch as freely as Masuaku does. And I think also they had, I can't pronounce the guy's name. The guy they were playing at right back wasn't even a right back; he was a centre back. Even more so, the reason that getting, I think it's Belluni or Belluini or something. But he is a centre back. He's not a right back. So having someone actually attack him puts him further on the front foot. But again, it just shows you why I didn't always pick him last week against Man City.
Yeah. But credit where credit's due. He was back in the side, and for me personally, I've seen some statistics getting thrown around on social media this morning regarding fullbacks in the Premier League or wing backs and balls getting crossed in or attacks going up the field, and I think Masuaku is outweighing everyone else in the Premier League for his attacking prowess and ability. And I felt like he was great going forward. He did put quite a lot of the balls into the box. Unfortunately, there was quite a few occasions there was no one there, which is our downfall, and kind of takes on to what you said, Matt. We never really got a chance to finish anything. But what I will say is Lanzini and Arnautovic's link-up play was fantastic. What was your thoughts on that? Look, because in one particular attempt in the first half, wasn't there?
Yeah, just to let you know, I don't know if it's my laptop, but I can't really hear you very well. Your mic's going a bit up, loud and.
Just your take on Arnautovic and Lanzini. Your take on it. Your take on Arnautovic and Lanzini.
It was. I don't like Joe Mario. I think he's either far too lightweight. Doesn't show enough about himself. But he did link up a couple of times really well with Lanzini. But again, there seems to be that partnership between Lanzini and Arnautovic, which they were doing the most link up play, put themselves through in good attacking areas. Arnautovic was unlucky not to score 2 goals before the goal went in prior to Mario's goal with the crossbar. And then a one-on-one, I think it's Hamer. So there was good link-up play. Fine, it's just nice to see a good link-up play. All three, that side, Masuaku, Lanzini and Arnautovic seems to be a good trio that know each other's game, they know each other's movement, and yeah, finally actually worked for us. So yeah,
which probably takes us on nicely to the goal. Masuaku running down the wing, crosses the ball over. Describe the rest from there, Matt. I mean, Arnautovic's work rate is just fantastic, isn't it?
I didn't notice it to begin with. I know there was sort of maybe a bit of controversy. People think maybe the defender, Mark Narni, sort of got pushed out of the way. It looked like it was a coming together. They were both trying to shoulder barge each other, but Arnautovic brought it down. Thankfully, he's intelligent enough, like anyone else, probably only Lanzini would have seen the pass as well, to pull it across for Mario to finish. He brought it down his chest, controlled it, squared it. Mario, there's no... I want to say there's no way Mario could have missed from there, but it's a West Ham player, so he could have easily smashed it over the bar from 3 yards. Thankfully, Mario had the composure to put it in, and it was, on the balance of play, it was what we deserved in the first half. As a West Ham fan, I'm always worried, always think, Leicester will get one chance to score. But really, on the balance of play, we deserve that win, that at least going at half-time winning.
Yeah.
And it was really the only, other than Arnautovic hitting the crossbar, I think 30 seconds before we scored, that was the only real chances we had, clear-cut chances in the first half. There was bits of magic from Lanzini, but the shots got blocked. I don't really remember, at least in the first half, either keeper really making that many saves, to be honest.
Yeah. But there was attempts there. I mean, let's just talk about Arnautovic. I mean, I was sitting watching the game with my dad, and again, it's something we repeat consistently and constantly all the time is you would never have thought, thinking about the first 3 or 4 games in the season, that we're turning around looking at this guy, this what did you just say there? This genius of a player. This can't remember what the words you just said there, Matt. It's going to really annoy me, but I'm going to need to find.
The intelligent,
intelligent. He's such an intelligent player.
I just think of centre forwards we've had over the years, and can you imagine if we go back a couple of years, if that was Enner Valencia, there's no way in hell that Enner Valencia watches that come over and goes, "Oh, Mario's standing 5 yards to the side of me with an open goal." Enner Valencia would have just smashed it, and it probably would have gone it probably still be going up now.
Football brain.
Andy Carroll would have probably tried to score with his head. There's no other than Lanzini, and Lanzini probably wouldn't have had the strength. No one in that team would have gone contest the player, bring it down, square it. It's a goal. Everyone else would have been, let's just try and get a shot on goal.
This guy just single-handedly is just a fantastic signing. Coincidentally, if you go back earlier in the season and you listen to my opinion on Arnautovic signing, it's very different to the way I'm going on just now.
I don't think many people can sit here right now and say they were saying the same thing now that they were back then.
Yeah.
I mean, I think even the media, I still remember that game. Was it Brighton at home? Gary Neville absolutely tore him to shreds.
Yeah.
And if you look back at that game now, you look back at now that he's 10 goals, 5 assists, player of the year. It's not the same player.
Yeah. But we move on into the first half, and we kind of maintained the level of pressure on our opponents, which was good. They didn't really have much to do, didn't give Adrian much to do. So half-time came. Look, did you expect any substitutions? I think there was a bit of rumours that maybe we were expecting Andy Carroll to come on.
Yeah, I don't think I expect any subs where Moyes is concerned, and if they are, they're not going to be made before 70th minute. I think we were 2-0 up at 70th minute. Said to my brother, would you make a change now? And even he didn't know, because we were in such a good position. It was do we really need to change it? But obviously you had things like injuries and stuff like that. But what I will say is I'm absolutely baffled why he's come off. Let's look in. Lanzini, because out of 2, Lanzini was causing, and then obviously Arnautovic was crouching down, on his heels as if he'd had enough. and it was just a bit of a strange one. But you know, in the end, it doesn't really matter. Hopefully, that Arnautovic is actually not. Well, actually, no, it does matter because Arnautovic had to come off shortly after that first sub because he was down getting seen by getting treatment. So
Well, we'll come.
the only thing you can hope is that.
Yeah, we're going to come on.
Have I jumped the gun?
Yeah, no, it's not a bad thing. We'll come on to that.
Yeah.
We'll lead on to that, and that's a perfect point to bring up. But let's just fast forward. Really, I mean, before we go on to what we think we're going to go on to, Arnautovic's chance, he hit the bar. I think that was in the first half as well, was it not? Just snapshot out of the blue. I know we've kind of slightly gone back and forth, but hey ho, we'll do that. Come out in the second half, no substitutions made. Free kick. Mario can't clear the first man. Defender clears the ball out. About what? How many yards would you lads say that was?
About 25 yards, wasn't it?
Yeah, apparently it's 25 yards.
25 yards, and who steps up and hits it first time? Sliced volley, bottom left-hand corner. None other than Mr. Mark Noble, Mr. West Ham, Cannon Town boy. What a strike. If you have not seen this goal and you can't find this goal online, you wait till you watch Match of the Day tonight, because wow. Matt, go.
I'll say the only way to describe it, and I noticed it was watching the stream, is when they show like a replay from behind Mark Noble.
Matt, you weren't watching the stream, mate. You were there, weren't you?
No, we had Stel was there. Obviously, we had all the feed up from Stel. Stel's always repping us. But no, if you watch the stream, if you see the video, you'll see Arnautovic's face when the ball goes in. Legitimately, Arnautovic like does this. He has his hands. He said he literally cannot believe what he's just seen, and it flies in. I was going to say before that, I think the turning point in the game was that Creswell incident right at the start of the second half.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I think if that went against us, I think we could have seen us losing today.
So for anyone watching that hasn't watched the game, Creswell went Vardy went 1-on-1 with Creswell. A bit of a tumble. Creswell fell over, and as a typical Premier League player does, he expected he should have got the foul, so he wrapped his arms around the ball, literally on the edge of the penalty box. In my opinion, it looked like it was just outside the penalty box, and lucky for Creswell, the referee gave a free kick. I don't think, did Creswell get booked for that? I'm not too sure.
Yeah, he did. That was what I was worried about.
But what I will say is, he should have got himself in that situation, but he was in that situation, and did he do the right thing? In my opinion, absolutely. Would I have done the exact same thing? Absolutely, because you don't want Vardy 1-on-1 with Adrian in that situation in 18.
That was the bit I was worried about. I wasn't really thinking it was a penalty. I was worried about the fact that the ref could have given a red card there and then, and you couldn't say anything about it. Like, because essentially, if Creswell doesn't grab that ball, Vardy's in 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Like that. And the only reason I think he got booked was because, you see, the problem is Creswell steps, and I don't know what boots the guys were wearing today, but they were slipping over left, right, and centre. Like West Ham players, like clearly Leicester watered the pitch or something. And Creswell's first step when he's trying to recover, he slips.
Yep. And
Vardy puts a hand on his back, and that hand on his back from Vardy is what saves Creswell. If he hasn't done that, Creswell was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
you know, it died off after that for about 15 minutes, and then of course out of nowhere, Mark Noble popped up with probably, if Obiang hadn't scored at Tottenham, that was probably the goal of the season.
Well, here we go then. Look, over to you on this one. Obiang against Tottenham or Noble against Leicester City?
No competition. Obiang versus Tottenham. Sorry. Yeah, it's
no. If he hadn't scored that, it would have been Noble's goal today.
Don't get me wrong, right? It's a brilliant goal, right? It's come at a perfect time for us. He gave us a lead and stuff like that. But you can't. That's against Tottenham at Wembley, and that's just a thunderbolt. All the rest of it. But yeah, do you know what? I'm not going to say anymore. That's it. Yeah, Obiang wins it. Sorry, Mark. Well done, but you know.
I'm gonna disagree with you on it. I think both goals are fantastic, and do you know what? It's not a bad argument to have with each other, to be honest. But for me, when the ball's coming out of mid-air, with the game potentially, I mean, under the circumstances, West Ham fighting for safety, compared to Obiang's earlier in the season. Obviously, it's against Tottenham at Wembley, but to pick that ball out of that air, to hit that on the sliced volley, the ball curls in, goes through all the players, right around the keeper and just slips into the last minute. For me, what a worldie of a goal. But like you said,
I'm not saying it's a bad goal. Yeah,
but you're wrong.
there's no bad goals, is there?
Listen,
let's be honest. So,
doesn't matter, mate.
Yeah.
We've secured the victory. But what a way, really, Matt, to get a second goal and really kind of, cement maybe our foot down on the game.
I think that goal killed the game. I'll be honest. That goal went in. Then there was like a couple of niggly injuries, a couple of fouls. Then there was a fan on the pitch, and all it ended up doing was like breaking up the game, and it just sort of killed it. I think I said in the chat to you, didn't I? I said that they had that shot. Leicester had a shot from I think a half volley from about I think it was like 3-4 minutes to go, and I think that was like their first shot on target. Yeah. And the ironic cheers that ran around the ground from the Leicester fans was like
that may have been louder than the goal.
Unhappy.
West Ham.
Oh yeah, it was louder than West Ham celebrating their goal, and the Leicester ground was only half full at that point. So like the amount of frustration they must have had that they still generated the full noise of the stadium for having a shot on target. Leicester didn't turn up today. I'm sorry, they didn't. We turned up, we played well, but Leicester have been on the beach for about a month now, and they just did not care. They didn't turn up. No one seemed to be trying, but it played into our hands.
Yeah.
So we've taken there's nothing really to go on about the game much more. We've taken the 2-0 victory.
Actually, there is a little bit. Actually, there is. Just like to say, my man, the geezer, Adrian, made, for me, a very, very important save from the right back, I believe it is, because at that point, if it's 2-1, not saying they would have got back into the game and equalised and whatever, but it comes at a very, I think the 85th mark, something around that, and to everyone in that stadium thinks that ball's going back across the area to the striker standing there. Adrian's movement is going towards that way as if he thinks it as well, and at the last second just pulls back and just hooks the ball back out of the way going in the net at the last second, and I think he keeps us in the game. Yes, I'm being anti-Hart and pro Adrian. Do I care? No, I don't. Adrian saved us from having a clean sheet and the rest of it. So yeah, West Ham's number one. Sorry, don't care.
Well, really, to be honest, for me, it's a good point to bring up, Luke. But we're moving into the game against Manchester United and Everton. 2 games to go, and after today's performance, if you stick by the rules and regulations that David Moyes has set up from the start, Adrian didn't put a foot wrong, so therefore he deserves to stay in goals. But it's an interesting one moving into these last 2 games. I mean, what a great victory. Has that secured our Premier League safety, Matt? Forgetting every other result. Well, we can't really forget the other results. Swansea were beaten 1-0 from Bournemouth. West Brom, I mean, God knows what's happening. Baggies are just... What was the stats you said? 11 points in 5 games?
They got 11 points in 5 games.
Yeah.
Like if they stay up, it's... Even right now, it's barely within their grasp. But if they stay up, it will be like the greatest escape of all time.
Yeah.
Even if they go down now, at least the West Brom fans have got something to cheer about, and they can have their head, they can hold their heads up and say they've got some respect. Because 5 games ago, everyone was saying they were going to go down. It wouldn't have been the lowest points total, but it would have been extremely low.
Yeah.
And they've pulled it around. But as it is at the moment, Southampton are playing Everton, and if Southampton don't win, we're mathematically safe.
Yeah.
And
I mean, listen.
Even if
what a long season it's been. Maybe I'm being too drastic in my reactions from sitting back, hands up, smoking a cigar. But surely that's enough. I mean, for me personally, I didn't even think we were going to get another point and possibly still stay up. So the fact that Swansea were beaten, Southampton are playing just now, we're sitting 5 points clear of Southampton and 5 points clear of Swansea. It's just, for me, it's too much for either team to do.
Yeah, I think I said on the preview, and I've been saying since then, that today was a must-win for me. You just have to win. If not for points and mathematic-wise, it's for mentality-wise and morale. And I think, it's very easy to say, kind of now that we've won and everyone's on a bit of a high because we've finally got the points that we really needed and all stuff. But I've been a West Ham fan for too long to know that it can go tits up. We've got United on Thursday night. If we get done by them, about 3 or 4-0, which is a possibility, has happened before where other clubs do it to us, that puts it all down again. And then we look at the Everton game. It's not a must-win because obviously other points might go in our favour. But generally, it's going to be like, okay, we need to finish up on a high now. So possibly mathematically, yes, we are possibly safe. But I can't rest on my laurels, and I'm still worried. I'm going to be worried until that final whistle blows against Everton and we're above the relegation zone. That's just the way I am. So I'm the wrong person to ask. To be honest with you, I have to agree with you. So surely it must have been that, but yeah.
But today, as of this evening, we can be mathematically safe, though. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, if Southampton have to win at Everton.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the table at the moment, Southampton are, I think, 6 points. No, at the moment, because they're drawing, they'd be 5 points behind. With a game to go to, I think there's 6 points behind with 2 games to go or something.
Yeah, they are. I've got it here. They've got 2 games to play. We've got 2 games to play. They're on 33 as it stands because it's 0-0 at the minute. So that's a point in the bag. They're on 33. We're on 38. So I don't think that it's that comfortable still. But then maybe I'm just shit at maths like I was at school. So I'm not working.
Well, if they win both their game, if they win both their remaining games, as I said, they have to get. I think they have to get something today to keep it alive.
No doubt. Yeah, but I'm just not. I'm not relaxing. Even if they say we're safe, I'm just going to keep being worried. That's what I'm used to with West Ham.
Well, I mean, I think
that's general though.
I get
I'm
that.
Just being too panicky.
Look, I get that, but I was there, and then today I'm sitting beside my dad, and my dad's like, "Oh, I think we need one more point. And I genuinely don't think we need the 1 more point now. I think we're done. Although I will take the 1 more point, or the 3 more points, or the 6 more points.
Just saying, before you carry on, right? If you're saying that now, when Stell has been saying for God knows how long that we'll be safe on 35 points, we've now got 38. You ask him, and he'll be like, sipping a martini, laying back with one of these in the sun lounger. So he'll be like, "Yes, I was right all along, lads." So yeah. So again, I'm the wrong person to ask for that situation, but yeah, if only Stell was here, he'd be backing him up.
I don't think Stell's going to be here for a while because it sounds like he's having a right good piss up anyway in Leicester, which is not a bad thing. So good on him. Why not? Fantastic result today. We all know there's a lot of work to do at West Ham, whether or not we stay up or go down. I personally think we are staying up. I do think deep down in the both of you two guys, we think we are. But we do know there's a lot of work. We've got Stoke City have been relegated today, officially. So that's 1 gone. West Brom are on this revival, 1 game to go. But that's going to be a tough gig. They can't catch us. And then it just leaves the kind of Huddersfield, Swansea and Southampton situation who are playing just now. So hopefully Southampton can get defeated tonight. And we can officially confirm our Premier League status and start rebuilding for the next season, which is what we desperately need to do. In actual fact, I'm looking forward to this season being finished. I take it you guys are the exact same.
Can't wait for it to be over.
It's not very.
I said to you a month ago, like, can we just end the season now and have it done with? Like, it's been such an inconsistent slog of a season. It's getting to the end now. And you're just like, as much as you look forward, you've got 2 home games left to come, but it's like you just want the season over.
Yeah. And we're having a big kind of catch up next Sunday at the Everton game, which we're looking forward to, and hopefully that will be the start of recharging optimism batteries that I have lost, because that is something I desperately want over the summer. I want the board to back up what they've said they can do. I just hope they can. maybe I'll wake up with an epiphany and I'll change everything, a new outlook in life, and I'll go, do you know what? We're stuck with these guys. Let's just get behind these guys. But do you know what? Let's hope I'm not. I hope I'm not having a nightmare. So
you might stop using the Just for Men on your hair and embrace your gingerness.
Yeah, it's true, mate. That's true. A long lost cousin over there on the right hand side. So listen, I'm going to stop rambling on. Fantastic goal from Mark Noble. Make sure you check Match of the Day tonight, because we don't mind all West Ham fans watching Match of the Day. Luke, over to you.
Yeah, I was going to say, for anyone that didn't see it, which pretty not many people have, at the end of the game, when all the players come over to the away fan section, James Collins, aka Ginger Pele, joined them, which started off a rendition of Sign Him Up, Ginger Pele, which went on for a good few minutes, with the board who are making their way down into the directors wherever they go to have their meals afterwards. But they were looking across. They saw it all. They saw the fans chanting. They saw Ginger Pele go up and clap them and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not saying that means that they're going, okay, the fans want him to sign up again. He'll be saying, but it's something, and it does show that they have seen that the West Ham fans do want it to stay. They're
still kind of felt like maybe it was a kind of.
I know,
See you later,
but
West Ham, thanks for everything. But hopefully, yeah.
There's a possibility there is that you can sign up, and West Ham and the board would be wise to start getting in the books for the long run. It would be a decent thing to do, but don't always get what you want, and for what it's worth, he's been a good servant to the club. So
even if it's another year, I think it's worth doing it.
Yeah,
like, I think you could quite easily say to him. The thing is, you could probably say to Collins, we'll pay you less money, and you'll be a backup player, and he'd probably take it. Like he said, he wants to finish his career here. But the thing is, it's at the point